This is the Ocean Protocol 1-month overview reading for the month of January 2023. It's currently December 28th, 2022, 6:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And Ocean Protocol at the time of this reading is currently 0.1718, or just over 17 cents per coin. The overall theme and behavior, we have the art cards for the overall theme and chart behavior for the month. It's a prominent move to the upside, followed by a full retracement of that move all the way back down to where the move higher started. Creates kind of almost like I think it's an isosceles triangle. It's a triangle where it's symmetrical on both sides. That's kind of like the pattern that forms. Sometimes you see half of the retracement. This card represents like the second half of a retracement. So you see like the first half represented by another card, and then this will do the full retracement of it. And sometimes it's both the beginning, like the move higher, and the move back down. It depends on what cards precede it. It's crossed. So the overall theme and behavior of the chart, it's crossed with a rally along a diagonal trend line that increases with momentum moving forward in time. As we move forward into a critical technical price level, it'll be significant on more than just a 1-month chart. I'm advised not to chase the rally early in the month. I'm advised at a low towards the very end of the month, there's going to be a notable move to the upside, like a breakout that'll stand out on a 1-month chart. The behavior around the highest high, we have a decline from a resistance down to and through a support to meet a second support. This is on the scale of a 1-month chart at least. And then we bounce around sideways along that support for a bit. We might hit the closest resistance. We bounce around back and forth through a bit, and then we break down through multiple supports. That's the behavior off of the highest high price level. So when we're trying to determine where the highest high is, we're going to be able to, if we don't see that behavior coming out of it, then we know that that's not the highest high. Behavior around the lowest low, we have 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. Sometimes that bullish trend holds, sometimes it doesn't, but it's a confirmation on a technical chart. It crosses upwards, downwards, and then back upwards, creating like a confirmation of a bullish trend. And then the sneak preview for the month of February looks like we have an unexpected move to the upside. It'll stand out on a on a year-to-date chart probably. Okay, so on the first, we have a critical technical price level highlighted here at a resistance. It'll stand out on a 1-month chart, and volatility and volume kind of flatten out at that level. It'll stand out. It'll stand out on a 1-month chart, and then there's a crest that we sell off from a near overbought crest that we sell off from on the second, down to a prominent trough on the third. It looks like, and there's a trade opportunity there on the third, which I'll get into in the paid version, guys. If you want to check out the version that has all of the best trades that we see throughout the month and what we see to do, check out the paid version. You go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, sign up for the subscription for the Ocean Protocol ticker, and you'll get that in your month ahead of the public version coming out every month, as well as you'll get the paid version, which the public version doesn't have. And that's how you support the channel. It's one of the best ways to do so, and we remember all the names of people who do that, so keep that in mind. On the third, we have this prominent trough. What do I mean by prominent trough? This is a prominent trough, prominent trough, prominent trough, prominent trough. Okay, lowest low maybe over here. Highest high, prominent high, prominent high, prominent high. Okay, so you get what that is. And so we have this prominent trough and a trade opportunity. It looks like it turns into a lowest low on the fourth. There's a bit of a rally, but that rally ends with a... That rally ends... Matter of fact, there's a rally out of a lowest low there on the fourth. We have some like sideways rotation after the rally ends. We have sideways rotation along a key support level, standing out on a 1-month chart. And at the end of that sideways rotation on the fourth, there's a fast sudden move higher to meet a prominent crest. One of the places where we might have a highest high, but there's definitely a prominent crest here on the fifth, sixth. Ended the day on the 6th, so there may be a little bit of a decline early in the day on the 6th, but negative headwinds. In any case, on the 6th, towards the end of the day, there's a day's low, a prominent trough, and we move significantly higher there on the 6th. The 7th is a notable move higher. We may have a low, another prominent low there. It's possible. It's kind of hard to determine if there's two there on the 6th and the 7th, or if it's one there on the 7th. It's hard to say, but it's possible. In any case, we move notably higher. It's almost like a short squeeze, or we fill a previous gap down there on the 7th. Come to overbought territory again at the end of the day on the 8th, and we sell off of that price level. Notably, there's a significant range. Looks like probably the bottom of a range is highlighted there on the 19th. Towards the end of the day, there's a notable decline. On the 10th, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line. Excuse me, on the 10th, we have a rally that'll stand out on a 1-month chart, offering an opportunity to open up some protection. I'll get into that more so in the paid version. And it looks like there's a day's low at the end of the day on the 10th. There's a day's low at the end of the day on the 10th. And it's possible that we have a lower price level the following day on the 11th in the midst of a U-shaped dip. There's a U-shaped dip there on the 11th that forms near the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. Sorry, guys. And then we have a notable move, an unexpected opportunity on the 12th. A notable move to the upside that's unexpected. Big move higher. It looks like from a low on the 12th that it'd be lower than the low on the 11th even. But not necessarily the lowest low. I think we see the lowest low there on the 4th, maybe on the 3rd, 4th, but on the 4th, and then again we see it possibly towards the end of the month. I'll get into that. On the 13th, after that notable move to the upside, notable rally, increasing with momentum as we move forward into the day's high at the end of the day on the 12th, and also a prominent crest. We have a notable decline on the 13th, falling through a prominent support level that stands out on a 1-month chart, and what's of note of the support level is that we recently broke through it once before, somewhere usually within the last 10 days. And then there's quite a bit of volatility on the 17th, offering probably two opportunities there to position oneself in both directions, utilizing short position and a long position if that's possible with Ocean Protocol. I don't know, but in any case, it's a good price level at the resistance to utilize as a mean point, as like a mid-level point for making money in both directions. A few trade opportunities around that day as well, which I'll get into in the paid version. And on the 15th, we have a decline from a support level down to and through a support level on the scale of a 1-month chart, and then we rotate sideways along that support. On the 16th, another significant decline. However, there's also a correlation to the Prince of Swords card there, and that would indicate that there's also a bit of a rally there. Increasing with momentum, so maybe we have a decline there and then a rally out of it, or the other way around. Looks like I'd have to get into a daily to really determine that. And one of those trade opportunities there is a sneaky trade, an intentional shakeout or fake out, or some sort of intentional deception. On the 17th, we have 3 pokes through the same critical resistance level on a scale of a 1-month chart, and we fall sharply off of the 3rd poke at the end of the day. A significant move. It'll stand out on 1-month chart. Followed by, towards the beginning of the day, it looks like on, excuse me, on the 18th, we have a rally that commences relatively quickly. Oh, excuse me. It's a low. The low on the after the decline off of the 3rd poke on the 17th. There's a decline. We meet a day's low and a prominent trough at the end of the day on the 17th, and there's a notable move higher there, like at the end of the day on the 17th, or overnight and gap up. But there's a significant move higher there on the cusp of the 17th into the 18th. And then on the 18th, it looks like we're probably back at a prominent crest or high there. Possibly a highest high. There is some sort of relationship between the 18th and the 5th, so we may be seeing the same support level, or attempt to establish support at that level, with sideways rotation there, increasing with bearish momentum as we move forward in time. On the 19th, sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a rally. On the 20th, we move higher through a resistance level that stands out on a 1-month chart, followed by briefly thereafter we break back down through that same price level. It's probably a new local high there as well. The abundance card often indicates a high, and I don't have it correlating to a highest high. So with that said, it's most likely a new local high, again, a local high or a prominent high. Like this is a local high, this is a local high, prominent high, local high, prominent high, local high. This is a highest high, it's also a prominent high, but it's also a highest high. And that's the difference between a local prominent high and a highest high. So in any case, it looks like we probably poke back through that same price level on the 21st, stay above it again briefly, and then break back down through it shortly thereafter with the full retracement towards the end of the day with a notable decline there on the 21st. And then we have a breakout on the 22nd, a significant move higher after we establish new support after a significant move higher there on the 23rd. Sorry, on the 22nd we have a breakout on a 1-month chart. On the 23rd we establish support and move higher from there, move higher standing out on a 1-month chart. On the 24th we either gap down or we have a decline early in the day, or a decline starting at like some point on the 23rd. Somewhere in there, there's a decline between that established support and the move higher on the 23rd and this notable move of higher on the 24th. There's a move to the downside between them somewhere, because we out of a decline on the 24th, we move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range. That's a multi-day kind of range. On the 25th, multiple headwinds pushing us lower. Oh, excuse me, and let me back up. On the 24th, we also have a breakout. I'm advised not to chase the rally on the 23rd early in the day, and then on the 24th, in the midst of that rally out of a decline from the bottom of a range to the top of a range, there's a breakout at the top of the range. Looks like the highest probable location, highest probable day for a highest high here in the month of January would be here on the 24th, possibly the 25th. Multiple headwinds pushing Ocean Protocol lower on the 25th. On the 26th, we hit another prominent low for the month there, and Emil Ruler's highlighted it. There's an important support level as well that has a solid foundation from which we rally into failed attempts to break through key resistance on the 27th. There's multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on the 27th. On the 28th, there's a brief peak that's easily missed. Followed by a decline through multiple support levels on the scale of a multi-day chart there on the 28th. I advise to buy protection at some point there on the 28th, because it looks like at some point we likely are a little bit lower, or at least a little bit lower at some point over the next couple of days, like the 29th or the 30th. On the 29th, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line. Oh. Looks like we may have like a gap down overnight. We fall at the end of the day, or gap down overnight or whatever, but into the 29th, and then we rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. On the 30th, we have another prominent low there. So we have a prominent low on the 29th and the 30th as well. I'm sensing that the 30th might be another lowest low. The Ace of Discs can often be like a notable price level like that. So when I get into the question and answer section in just a moment, we'll see if we can identify like where the highest high and lowest low is as far as that goes. It's a little bit extra at the end. And then on the 31st, we have a notable move higher, pushing to meet a distant resistance that's on the scale of a multi-day chart. Again, for the following month, the sneak preview is an unexpected move higher. Overall, looks like we probably have, like I said, it looks like we've got a highest high there around the 24th, and we probably come back to the full retracement there by the 30th to that low from which we started moving higher. That's the Ocean Protocol 1-month overview reading for January. Let me know what you think by hitting the like button. Guys, if you want to guarantee that Ocean Protocol reading comes out every single month, make sure you go to the website tarotfortraders.com and sign up for the 1 month overview reading. That will guarantee that the public version comes out every month. It'll also guarantee that you're mailed the paid version, which has all of the trades, which I'm going to get into after the question and answer section here in just a minute, that I see as the best trades for the month. That goes only to the people that pay to support the channel. And that also comes out way ahead of the public version as well. So with that said, thank you for supporting. Make sure you follow that golden rule of karma. That's the most important thing, guys. And stay tuned. We're going to get into the Q&A. All right, guys, this is the Q&A for price level information. And for those of you that are interested, we have the shuffle video for Ocean's January reading was created on December 25th, 2022 at 8:53 p.m. That's this file right here. This is the Ocean Protocol 1 month overview reading for the month of January 2023. It's currently December 25th, 2022, approximately 8:51 p.m. Eastern Time. Ocean at the time of this reading is 0.1656, just under 17 cents. Alright, so we're going to look for highest high now. Is Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023. Guys, it was difficult with this reading to determine exactly where the highest price level was. Not an easy one. Sometimes it doesn't tell me, sometimes it does. You also have to keep in mind, guys, that this can fluctuate. We can be off by a day here and there. So trade accordingly. It's super important that you understand that. We may be right on the ball very often, but we're not every single time. Sometimes it's off, but you can always go by the sequence of events. Is Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 taking place on January 24th, 2023? Yes. Is Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 taking place on any day in January 2023 besides January 24th, 2025? Yes. Interesting. Does Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 take place on January 25th, 2023? Yes. Does Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 take place on any day in January 2023 other than the 24th and the 25th of January 2023? Yes. Okay. Does Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 take place on January 23rd, 2023? Yes. So we have it 3 days in a row. Does Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 take place on any day in January 2023 other than the 24th, 25th, or 26th of January 2023? Yes. Does Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 take place on January 10th, 2023? Yes. Does Ocean Protocol's highest price level of January 2023 take place on the 17th of January 2023? Yes, I believe that's a yes. Let me double check. Maybe interesting. Okay, so that looks like it's the same as a previous price level. So we'll leave it at that. So there's a couple places where you hit the highest high for the month. And it looks like there's pretty significant falls off of that high. Is Ocean Protocol's lowest price level of January 2023 taking place on January 4th, 2023? I got a maybe indicating it's more than one place. Does Ocean Protocol's January 2023 does Ocean Protocol's lowest price level of January 2023 take place on January 3rd, 2023? Yes. Does Ocean Protocol's lowest price level of January 2023 take place on the 28th, 29th, or 30th of January 2023? No. Does Ocean Protocol's lowest price level of January 2023 take place on January 6th, or January 26th, 2023? Yes. I'm going to mark that off. And for those of you that don't know Eso-Meta analysis markup system yet, when we have a translucent but filled in star, it indicates if it's in red, it indicates the most likely place of the lowest low. It doesn't mean it's definite. It means most highest probability. We don't always get that right. That's probably the most difficult part. Get it right often, but not always. So what I'm looking to do is indicate that so that when I come back to read this, I don't need to like watch the video. Eso-Meta is very, very, very like specific, and if you know the system, you can read the system. If you want to learn more about the system of Eso-Meta analysis, it was developed over 22 years, my friends, by yours truly, in secret. People thought I was nuts when I told them I was trading based on the stock market. I lost probably $250,000 in the first 15 years figuring out how to do it, before I got anywhere like into the 70s accuracy. By 2018, 2019, I forget which year it was, honestly, one of those two, my accuracy went through the roof into the high 90s, and it's been there ever since. And that's all based on the Eso-Meta analysis system, which you can learn for yourself. There's people that have purchased the book on Amazon or on our website, tarotfortraders.com, who are utilizing the system for themselves, and I'm hearing that it works for them. So it's not like something that only I can do. I was just the one who was, you know, gifted with the experience of discovering it and creating it, really. But you can learn it yourself, is my point. And best place to do that, you can also get the deck on our website. It's a specific deck that we utilize. Not all tarot decks have the same correspondences, or as many correspondences as the Thoth tarot deck. All right, guys. With that said, that's the Ocean Protocol January 2023 reading for January 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you're interested in seeing this Ocean reading and getting the trade regularly every month and getting the trade information as well, make sure you go support the channel at tarotfortraders.com. Most importantly, my friends, follow that rule of karma. Every time you make money, it's important that you do it every time and you don't put it off, because the universe will stop you dead, your profits dead in your tracks, if you don't follow through on your end of this karmic agreement, which is 5% forward to the universe. Give it to somebody who doesn't expect it coming. You know, surprise them, help them out. 5% back to the channel for all the free work that we're doing, putting out there for everybody to help out. That's how the channel continues to go. Can you imagine being right about all these trades and not getting any profits from it? That would suck. Right, but I can't be biased by having my own trades. Therefore, 5% back to the channel helps out my team. And then the most important part of that rule, guys, when you spend that money, make sure you spend it out of love. The universe will send it back to you tenfold in all directions. And as soon as this shuffle's done, I will see you on the next one. Matter of fact, I'll show you how you can support the channel. So if you're interested in the Ocean Protocol monthly with the trade, go to Eso-Meta Forecasts on Tarot for Traders, click on the custom monthly stock reading, Guys, this information is worth billions of dollars, like, to the right individual. It's literally like accuracy in the high 90s. And what does that mean? That means that I'm not right all the time. First off, it's important to trade like with that in mind. And it also means 98% average accuracy. Like the way that we rate that is, let's say I have 100 statements, like a sentence, 100 sentences. If 98 of those sentences are accurate and the other 2 are not accurate, that's a 98% accuracy. That's how we rate my accuracy. But anyhow, you go in there and you type in ocean. Subscribe, boom. Cancel anytime. You actually get the latest month's prediction complimentary, and what you're paying for is the following month's prediction. And then you can also go to resources. This is where you do the 5%, my friends. There's a PayPal donation, super easy. You can do it there. You can go to Cash App. My man Philip always does it through Cash App. I see it every time he does it. I see his name. Guys, Philip makes money with this information. Philip makes a lot of money with this information. Well, I don't know how much money he makes, but he makes money, right? He regularly makes money. He follows the rule of karma, and he continues to make money. He also, you know, has learned the system. He's one of the people that's able to do it for himself. Highly recommend checking out that book, my friends. And that's the shuffle for you. I will see you guys on the next one.